Hi guys, welcome back. Sorry for the later video. I was busy cooking a new deck because, as some of you might know, Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem was postponed release in Europe, so I have had to wait for it to come out, and I don't believe it'll come out before I have nationals in Dublin on the 28th. So that is great. But anyways, I would have loved to play Orcus Mitsurugi at Nationals, but I just feel it is too low powered, which is also annoying because I do feel like I was just starting to get it. Seeing as at the last locals, I won 3 and lost 1. And the only reason I lost was because I should have sided in the No Miku Wusu to just tribute my opponent's window. Otherwise, I probably would have won, which didn't feel great, but anyways. So honestly, I have now instead created this deck, which is fiendsmith Mitsurugi. It isn't playing the Chorizo line. And it's not playing the Chorizo into the Earl of Demise, Duke of Demise, Chorizo into King of the Feral Imps, purely because I feel that that line isn't that strong. I feel like that's like a heavy Ash Magnet, and if you're only playing with Fiendsmith stuff, it's just like, oh, okay, I'll just imperm your what is her name? Lacrima, and then it's like, oh, you're just sitting on Lacrima, and then you'd have to play the trap, which I don't really like doing because this deck is already playing quite a few bricks, and like the Mitsurugi rituals, not the good spell card, the actual like Ameno, Murakumo, and Futsu, and like even to a point Habakiri becomes a brick as soon as you've used his effect once. So while these cards, while it is a good combo to get you into your other engine, I feel like it's just the worst of free, and it'll only ever go through if you don't get hand trapped, which is just gonna happen in this format. Like there's just no denying you're gonna get hand trapped. So being able to avoid imperm as much as possible, even though obviously imperm isn't great right now, just making it less great is just a good reason to continue to play this way. So we do have as well, it's like the big hand traps right now are Droll and Lockbird and Nibiru, as well as Dominus Impulse, all 3 of which kill the like most of the Fiendsmith starters. You would have to either have normal summon Lacrima or normal summon Lurie for Droll to not kill your Fiendsmith starters. So you're just never getting into King of the Feral Imps anyway. And if you get Fool Lost, it's fine because you just go make your as low impact of a board as possible. So like I believe you can special 4 times to get yourself 2 interruptions in Caesar. Obviously, doesn't feel great, but that is kind of the best with Fiendsmith trades with like a Molchami Full Loss, for example. Is so. Anyways, I'll get straight into the deck profile and continue to talk about it. So we do play the max number of Mitsurugi starters, the free Habakiri, the free Aramasa. A lot of people don't play free Aramasa. I really like it because it's a starter that is a normal summon, so you don't have to find yourself another good normal summon. You've got 3 starters that are a good normal summon, and if you, because of some other cards, you don't even need to tribute Aramasa in for your Mitsurugi ritual now. So that's quite nice. So if you do just have him in hand plus like a Habakiri already, you can just normal him out to get either follow up or a discard for your Byaku, which I do still play. I like it a lot. But yeah, so it's pretty good. So next we have Free Mitsurugi Prayers. It's one of the better cards in the deck. It's the worst starter in the deck, but it is still very strong, and it's just such a strong card that it's like, yeah, you're gonna play free of it. Because you can honestly go for free in your combo as well. And then free pre-prep, which is the best starter in the deck because it allows you to open Habakiri plus Mirror. So if you opened any of the other rituals, or you even open Habakiri, you just add, okay, I'll add one of the other rituals plus Mirror, and then suddenly it's like, at minimum, if you get Drool there, you get another ritual. You get either like a Murakumo, or a Habakiri, or a Futsu out, at least. So that's pretty nice. So yeah, those are the starters. They all, I believe, go into both fiendsmith and Mitsurugi. Which, I mean, the Mitsurugi M board is like a set or two sets plus Futsu and IP. But having that DDD Wave King High Caesar, which I think is really good this format, because it stops Mitsurugi Ritual. It also stops stuff like Malice P March Her, and the Malice monsters trying to come back. So I like it a lot. Yeah, I think it's really, really strong. It can also stop any sort of extension from Malice monsters, like the backup Adagnister, because it needs to, I believe anyway, I believe the backup is an effect too special, but I will have to check that. So next we have the bricks for Mitsurugi. So I do only play one Murakumo and one Futsu. I just find that in a version that isn't just pure Mitsurugi, you only need to play one Murakumo. Playing more is just a bit iffy, and you'd rather not do it. Because playing more Futsu just just makes it so that no, sorry, not more Futsu. You only ever play one Futsu, but playing more Murakumo, it makes it so that your like Mitsuri ritual is better, and it makes it better in the grind game. But because I only own one copy of Mitsuri ritual, I just find it's better to only play the one. So next we have the main deck guys, who you never really want to draw at any point. The Murakumo and the Futsu can be nice to draw in like cases where you get drooled. These guys you never want to see, because you either special summon them, or you use Mitsurugi Ritual throughout your entire combo. Night Sword Serpent that I do want to talk about though, is very good. Is very, very good for this deck. It's worth being that brick because in hands that you open, say maybe like Prayers plus Night Sword, I believe it is card is sent to the grave by a card effect, yeah. So if you open like Prayers plus Night Sword Serpent, you can go standby, activate Mitsurugi Prayers. I believe it tributes any reptile, and then because you tribute Night Sword Serpent, you can get both effects. So you can go, okay, I'll go Night Sword plus and I'll also add Aramasa, and then add Aramasa, special Aramasa, and then because Night Sword was tributed and sent to the grave by a card effect, it can just special summon itself. So you already have Fiendsmith combo up, so you can then just go Fiendsmith combo, insulate yourself from like a Nibiru, because while these cards do all want to be tributed, you want to be the one who tributes them. It's a bit like how Malice doesn't want to be banished by your opponent's Bestials, because it just doesn't feel great, and it's just a bit worse for you. But yeah, you can insulate yourself. It's just really nice. Night Sword Serpent is a really good card, and it allows you to play for Drool better as well, by giving you extra bodies of Mitsu Ritual instead of just adding a card by going Aramasa, which obviously doesn't do anything. So next we have the spells, which honestly, there's times when you don't want to draw them, but there is also times where you do, especially Mitsu Ritual. The other two are less so, but they can also help you play through an Ash Blossom on your Saji search, which is the best time to Ash Blossom, and is a bit of a choke point for the deck. These two help you play through it, as well as pre-prep and prayers help you play through it, because for me, I always like searching prayers off of it anyway, and then if you search prayers, you have pretty much less. You have one extra body anyway, and so if you open prayers anyway, you don't need to search it off of Saji if it gets ashed, so that's quite nice. But yeah, Mitsurugi Ritual and Opener is just great to see if your hand can already play. Even if it's like Mitsurugi Ritual plus like Murakumo, that's good to see, because that suddenly becomes, okay, I'll tribute Aramasa Saji. And then it's like, oh, this is like really good. And then you can go like Aramasa, add Habakiri, Saji, add like prayers. And then suddenly you've got like your entire combo still just being able to play through it. And that's just like on the fly thinking of how Ritual can be used. It's just a really good card. It's like how you make all of your really strong 2-card combos. And of course, it's like the best card in the deck. And then Magatama is really good going second, because it allows you to dodge something like Desiree even. It also allows you to basically to break an opponent's board, so it's quite nice. And then obviously Mirror is very nice as well, because it allows you to Ritual from grave. Obviously you don't want to see it in hands where you open pre-prep, but that is the only time you don't really want to see it. Otherwise it's pretty nice to have just in hand. Alright, and that is it for the Mitsurugi engine. Next we have the fiendsmith, guys. So I play Free Engraver. I know some people like not playing the Free Engraver anymore, but I just think Free Engraver is like, you want as many ways to get into your fiendsmith engine as possible early, because and Engraver makes it so that you can set up Desiree before even having a Nibiru on you, so before going past 5 summons for a Nibiru, so that's quite nice. Next we have Lurie and Fiendsmith's Tract, which obviously are needed. You search you search Tract off Engraver, search Lurie off Tract, and discard Lurie, and then that's full Fiendsmith combo, ladies and gentlemen. So it's very nice. I really like it. I think it's very, very strong still, because there still isn't much graveyard to it. And even if there is, it's like Abystial, which you want to bait out with from your Mitsurugi stuff anyway. I really like it, honestly, because it does just bait out interaction from your opponent. Like, obviously, the only interaction you wouldn't want to bait out is like a Jolan Lockbird. Otherwise, you're like, okay, Engraver, add Tract, activate Tract, gets ashed. Okay, activate Habakiri, and then you're just playing, and you've just like, your opponent has nothing. It's like really, really nice just to be able to completely just bait out all of your opponent's interruptions, especially stuff like Bestials, because like, if you see Engraver, you want to banish it. Like, that's just like, Engraver go for an effect, its effect, banish the Engraver going for its effect. That's like the play, which obviously is strong, but isn't as strong whenever you've got Mitsurugi names coming back anyway. So yeah, it's very nice. And then we have, I believe, 15 non-engine in the deck. So we have triple Ash Blossom, which I still like. It's good for going first. It's good against rogue matchups as well, especially. Ash Blossom can still just kill a rogue matchup. And another card that's really nice against a lot of actual things is Ghost Bell. I actually like kind of playing Ghost Bell and Ash, almost like similar cards, where Ghost Bell is almost just a way to protect your own combos from like Abyss Steel, where it's trying to banish one of your guys from the grave. It's quite nice, and then obviously Ash can stop like a Mulch Army. So like if I get Full Lost in a hand where I open Engraver, I'm like, yeah, I'll probably just Ash that, because realistically Ash doesn't do much against other cards. It's really just Full Loss. So those are the ghost cards I'm playing. I am then playing Triple Nibiru, the Primal Being, because in my opinion, it's probably the best hand trap in the meta currently. Obviously, it loses the fiendsmith stuff, but other than that, like, Malice can't play for it. And if you do it at the opportune time, Malice can't play for it. And if you do it at the opportune time against Mitsurugi, it really, really hurts them. Especially, what I find is if you hit the Futsu no Mitama no Mitsurugi, after it's been tributed, that's the perfect time to use Nibiru. Because then you're just like, oh, I no longer have the crazy follow-up that is kind of the reason to play the deck, because Futsu just causes so much follow-up and so many bodies to be on your board. Next, I am playing two Bestials. I am playing the two limited ones, because they're the best ones, Magnemite and Duraswarm. I do think they're very good, this format, actually. I don't think I want to play more of them, though. Purely because I think it would take up a bit too much, and I do just like them at 2, because a lot of matchups don't care about them. Like, it's kind of just a Mitsurugi thing. Obviously, it's very, very strong against Mitsurugi, and there is applications where you can go banish a Malice name, which is quite nice, but other than that, it's a bit iffy. They are a bit iffy, but I still love them. I think they're very, very strong, and obviously there are also 6s, so you can do some fun 6 stuff, which I will show off. Next we have two Jordan Lockbird. Only 2 because I don't own 3. Otherwise, it would be a 3 because it's like the best hand trap in the meta, except against Malice. It's like kills everything except Malice, so it's very, very strong, obviously. Other than Pure Mitsurugi can have ways and hands that play it just completely through drill and just do not occur and can end on like Amen or Murakumo. Plus like IP, which is obviously very strong as well. And then finally we have Call By and Crossout. This is also to avoid Drone Lockbird, but also the Ash on Saji, because obviously you would like to try and bait out Drone Lockbird with like a power spell first. So like say you have like Habakiri plus pre-prep in hand, you'd always go pre-prep first to add Murakumo and Mirror, because you just get more ads off of it. And then if your opponent goes Droll, you can go, okay, even if you have to get Droll there, you still have, okay, I'll go Mirror, Tribute, Habakiri, summon Murakumo, which is quite nice. You still have a Murakumo on your end board. But yeah, obviously Droll does hurt this deck quite a bit. So that is it for the main deck. It is a nice type 40. I do think it could go bigger, but that would be like to accommodate Lacrima, which I don't own, and I think is a... I know a lot of people like Lacrima. I think it's a bit iffy. So yeah, it's just I'm not a fan of Lacrima that much. So next we have Fiendsmith Requiem as our linked ones, because he is the best part of the Fiendsmith engine. Well, one of the best parts. There's so many good parts of the Fiendsmith engine. He summons from deck. He tributes himself so he can't be impermed. He equips and gives monsters 600, light things 600, which might come up. But also, he equips, allowing Engraver to send. So very nice for breaking boards. Next, I do still play IP into SP because that's very strong, but I also play IP into Dynamondo, because that is also very strong in the stack. Because if you go Futsu, bring back like Murakumo, just to maybe like Raigeki, you can go, okay, I'll go IP into Dynamondo. Dynamondo, shuffle back like a Habakiri that you haven't ritual summoned yet, and shuffle back an opponent's card, and then quick effect, Dynamondo, bring back Murakumo, and you're just like off to the races. And then obviously SP Little Knight is still very, very strong. And IP Masquerade as well. There are other IP targets, but they are a bit further in. So this is a proxy of Moon in the Close Heaven. I am getting one, I just don't have it yet, but obviously Moon. I wish its effect was just you can target a monster and use it as an opponent's monster that this card points to and use it as link material. Sadly, it isn't though, because otherwise, I would use because otherwise Moon would be a really cool tech card in this, but it has to be used for a link 5, which obviously is for Underworld Goddess, so you get the tribute link off 2 of your opponent's monsters, but just isn't that strong in this specifically, so just a bit sad about that. Obviously then we have Sequence for fiendsmith plays, and obviously Moon is then a Light Fiend in your extra that goes into Requiem very nicely. Next we have one of the other IP targets, which is Square Call Tryhard. This card's really hard to out if you make it with IP. It turns all your opponent's monsters to defense. It turns all monsters to defense. So while you do have your rituals to worry about, that's okay because you can link them off quite easily. And you do have like a ton of link monsters in this. But not only that, he is, with being made with IP, he's unaffected by any monster in defense position. So that automatically rules out decks like Mitsurugi Raizio, where all of their interruption comes from being in defense. But also he being made with IP, he's indestructible by card effects. So suddenly you have this really hard to out, almost towers, that does have outs obviously, like Ultimate Slayer outs it, Gordian Slicer outs it, what else? Droplet outs it, Imperm outs it, but it's like because you're making it with IP, you're like doing it mid combo, so it's like Imperm outs it if you have that somehow, and you haven't, if you have a clear board somehow. But yeah, it's really, really strong. And the fact that a lot of people don't expect it, I think makes it really, really good. Obviously you can sideboard into outs to it. Like obviously Mitsurugi Raizio could side into Wusu, which outs it. Also maybe Plasma Hole if they play that. Not too sure. But yeah, it's very, very nice. I'm sorry about that, was my TV turning off. Next we have an access code. I think I'm gonna take out access code though for Agnum Day. I feel like I just like Agnum Day a bit better, especially in this deck, because all of the links you have are like dark, and you've got maybe like, and you don't really want to banish your light links because all of your light links are fiendsmith stuff that are like required. So if you banish any of that, then your engine just becomes a lot worse. So I do like access code kind of, but it's, I do think Agnum Day is better in this deck, because unless you're going specifically into Tryhard, it's like you don't really need access code. Like Agnum Day gives like a Desiree enough attack, and also allows you to clear out boards anyway. Because you can go Sequence, fuse Desiree, Desiree plus Sequence into Agnum Day, and then just Sequence target to send which is a better interruption than a destroy, because a lot of stuff still can't destroy. Obviously, a lot of stuff still can't be targeted, but destroy is also very, very nice. So I do think I am going to replace access code, but he's in here for now. And then a Byaku, the Lightless Shadow. This is one of the best cards in the game, I feel. The fact that it can be made off of Fiend, 2 monsters including the Fiend, is ridiculous whenever fiendsmith exists. And just allows you to revive a light or dark from your grave. All of the Mitsurugi rituals are dark. So let's say your Caesar gets negated somehow, like an imperm on Caesar. You go, okay, Futsu revive. Oh no, your Futsu was Ghost Ogre on the revive. So you just have what, like Kusanagi said, to add something back. And then you've got IP plus Fiend that does nothing, plus Kusanagi on board. Okay, I'll go link off into a Byaku, and then activate a Byaku effect. And you're just back playing again. Like, it's so strong. Obviously, that is like a very hypothetical situation because Ghost Ogre isn't great right now, but Byaku is so strong. And the fact that you don't even have to revive if you don't want to, you just got a pop that doesn't target as well. So that's very, very nice. And Mitsurugi gives you such good hand advantage that you honestly do not need to worry about the discard. Next, we play for fusions. We play Desiree and Necroquip. Just kind of standard. These two are just kind of the standard cards you play for fiendsmith. Necroquip, so that you can make Caesar off of Moon without having opening any of the fiendsmith stuff and like Lurie and stuff like that. And then Desiree because it's really good for killing, I find. Just having like a negate, targeting Zen, it's nice. Next we play actually 2 rank 6s. Wallow, Founder of the Judge Dragons, because I think it's really good in this meta. Like being able to, I don't know, like steal an opponent's Murakumo feels very, very strong. Or even just shuffle back an opponent's Whitebinder also feels very, very strong. But I can't deny Caesar is just really, really good this format. Like, Wallow is like something you can go into that also gets a bunch of attack, which is quite nice. But it's something you can go into if you've like opened like Engraver and like your Engraver's been banished off a Bestial, and then you've like banished like maybe an effect failure from the grave using a Bestial, and you can just it's like 2 6s on field anywhere, so you may as well make a rank 6 in Wallow, so that's quite nice. And I do think Wallow's very good, but Wave King it's so good this format, like just being able to stop Mitsurugi Ritual in its tracks, being able to stop the Malice monsters coming back, so strong. Though there is one other thing I'll say about Wallow. Detaching 2 materials off of it allows you to set the opponent's Mitsurugi Ritual to your side of the board, which is very, very funny and can really hurt an opponent's combo. So that's nice. Next, we do play one other Xyz, and that is Zeus, because he's Zeus. Very, very strong card, obviously. I do feel, though, that if you get into a point where you have to make Zeus, maybe you're not playing perfectly. I do think you could probably play Zeus with maybe a rank 8. It's just I don't have any good rank 8s particularly right now, so... though, honestly, it's probably not a rank 8, it's probably just some other utility card that I am not thinking of, but I do like Zeus right now anyway, because he's Zeus, he's very strong if you play Xyz, and I like him. I like Zeus a lot, just in general. And finally, we have Chaos Angel, because Engraver's a level 6 light, and all your Mitsurugi normal summons are level 4 darks, which is very strong. Another great way to use an Engraver that's stranded on board. Just feels great. Obviously, Light Dark Chaos Angel, very strong. It's kind of even better in this deck because your Mitsurugi Ritual is not being able to be destroyed by battle, even though obviously the Mitsurugi rituals are very big, doesn't mean they're not gonna. It's that hard to destroy them by battle. A lot of things get a lot bigger, so just being able to be like, oh yeah, you can't destroy Futsu by battle because of Chaos Angel is so stupid and so fun. But yeah. Anyways, that is Mitsurugi fiendsmith. Thank you all so much for watching, as always, and I do think it's a good deck. Do I think it's the best deck? Not sure, but I do definitely think it is a very, very strong deck, and hopefully whenever Orcus comes out, whenever the new Orcus support comes out, I will be able to show off Mitsurugi Orcus then, but until then, it will be Mitsurugi Fiendsmith, which obviously I know a lot of people won't like because it's Fiendsmith, but hey ho. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.